Hey everyone, it's Jake from Just Jake. It seems like Brexiteers and the far right in Britain have a complicated relationship with Germany. Whenever they want to criticise the EU, they point fingers at Berlin. But when a right-wing party gains ground in Germany, they cheer them on as if Europe is heading in the right direction. So when the Telegraph reported that Germany was considering not only copying Britain's failed Rwanda scheme, that's putting it polite, isn't it? But also using housing originally planned for the UK, the usual voices were thrilled. Former Sun editor, or should I say Scum editor, Kelvin MacKenzie shared the news with a sense of triumph.
You'll never guess what. Tell them, Kelvin.
Well, Germany has now opened negotiations with Rwanda to take over the very buildings which our taxpayers, you and me, and everybody watching this show have actually funded. And that is honestly a new low. There's been a series of lows. The Labour refused to believe that it would be a deterrent if we send even 30 people to Rwanda, right, no matter what the cost. So they said, we're scrapping it. We will now never know. So Labour look more humiliated than even the Tories for spending sort of $750 million on it.
Quick reaction from
Calvin,
you on
here's
that.
my prediction. There'll be more members of Olaf Scholz's centre-left coalition party that will get on a plane to go and inspect those facilities in Rwanda than they'll ever be able to deport people out. And that's the fact of it, because Germany's also part of the European Court of Human Rights.
Yep.
And there will be a pyjama
So it never happened.
going out. Never happened.
Well, just
And they'll pick up more money. The clever people are the Rwandan finance department.
The
They made a fortune.
suggestion of this, honestly, it's just enough to make your eyes water, isn't it? Honestly, we live in a clown world. That's the only way I can kind of describe it these days.
He highlighted that while many in the UK opposed the Rwanda plan, claiming it was unworkable and inhumane, Germany now appears to be showing interest in it. I'll tell you what, they might do a better job with it. MacKenzie sarcastically remarked on the supposed irony that Labour, which had scrapped the plan, now looks worse than the Conservatives for wasting taxpayers' money on it. However, the idea that Germany would actually implement the same Rwanda scheme seems a little bit far-fetched, doesn't it? MacKenzie suggests it's a bigger embarrassment for Labour than the Conservatives. But let's be honest, the Conservatives came up with the idea in the first place. They tried to sell Rwanda as a safe destination for asylum seekers, despite the UK's Supreme Court ruling otherwise. And as Labour rightly pointed out, the scheme was expensive and ineffective. It didn't deter anyone. The number of people crossing the channel continues to rise and still does to this day. Even after the scheme was announced, it didn't deter anybody. The reality is that Rwanda wasn't equipped to handle the large numbers of some Tories claimed would be sent there. And the Rwandan government itself capped the number of people it would accept. It was doomed from the start, people. As for Germany, it's highly unlikely that they will implement a copy of Britain's failed plan. Rwanda has been deemed unsafe by multiple bodies, including the UK courts, and asylum seekers from Rwanda are still being granted protection in countries like the UK. This means the country, if Germany does pursue an offshore processing plan, it's more likely they'll use a different approach. Perhaps asylum seekers will be processed abroad, but returned to Germany if their claims are successful. However, that's not what the Rwanda scheme was about. The UK's plan was more about sending people away to be forgotten. At this point, nothing has been decided in Germany. This idea hasn't even been debated in Parliament, and it will likely face the same legal challenges that the UK encountered. The notion that Germany is about to copy Britain's wildly criticised scheme seems premature, if not entirely unrealistic. But anyway, let me know what you think. I've been Jake from Just Jake, and as always, make love, not war, because you'll be sent to Rwanda. Or will you? Who knows? We change our minds all the time. You actually made it to the end of the video. If you would like to subscribe to the channel, which, why haven't you already, is somewhere over there. And also, if you want to watch more videos, also check out over there. I've been Jake from Just Jake. See you later.